England didn't lose that game in stoppage time. They lost it at the 55th minute, the exact second they went 1-0 up. You just couldn't see it yet because a lead doesn't break. A lead melts. And here's a question that sounds stupid until you actually sit with it. England survived attack after attack after attack for more than half an hour. So how did surviving get them killed? That's not bad luck. That's a piece of math you can feel in your own life. By the end of this, I'm going to show you the exact number that was quietly climbing while England stood there feeling safe. And once you can see that number, you start seeing it everywhere. In your car, in your job, in the risks you keep getting away with. Let's start with the ending everyone remembers. Anthony Gordon scores just after halftime, 1-0 England, about 35 minutes away from their first World Cup final since 1966. And they do the thing that feels completely obvious. They protect it, they drop deeper, they pack the box, they defend for their lives. And it works. For a long time, it works. Pickford is making saves, bodies are throwing themselves in front of shots, every cross gets cleared. Then at the 85th minute, Argentina work a short corner. Messi's involved. Enzo Fernandez equalizes, and in stoppage time, Messi swings in a cross and Lautaro Martinez heads it home. 2-1. Argentina go to the final. So what happened? Ask most people and you'll get one of two answers. They got unlucky, or they choked in the last 5 minutes. A short corner they didn't track. A cross they didn't clear. Both of those things are real, and both of them are the wrong answer. Because the game wasn't lost in those two moments. The scoreboard just took 35 minutes to catch up to a result that was already melting into place. To see why, you have to look at what was happening inside the heads of 11 defenders. Not their feet, their brains. Every single time England cleared a cross, something happened that felt like relief. The danger dropped back to zero. We survived that one. We're fine. Header away, deep breath, reset. Survive the next one, same feeling. We're fine. And that feeling is the bug. That's the whole video right there. Your brain scores danger one event at a time. It asks, did I survive this? Yes? Good. We're safe. It almost never asks the only question that actually matters, which is, how many of these am I going to have to survive in a row? We count survivals. We don't count exposures. Think about how a near miss feels when you're driving. You pull out at a junction, a car you didn't see hits the brakes, and you drive off with your heart going. 10 minutes later, it's a story about how you've got good reactions. Your brain keeps the arrows that missed and quietly throws away the one that almost didn't. You remember every clearance and you delete the near goal. England were doing that for 35 minutes. Clear, relief, reset. Clear, relief, reset. Every save felt like proof they were safe. It was actually proof of the opposite. And to understand why, I want to give you one picture you'll never lose. A lead is not a wall. Picture an ice cube sitting on a table in a warm room. Now try to point to the exact drip that melts it. You can't. There's no guilty drop, no single drip that does the damage. But from the moment that cube is sitting in a warm room, the melt isn't a risk. It's a schedule. That's a lead. When you're attacking, you're adding cold. You're keeping the cube frozen. And the second you stop attacking and start only defending, you don't freeze the cube. You take the cold away and stand there watching it sit in the heat. A lead isn't a wall you hold. It's an ice cube you keep cold, or you don't. England took the cold away at the 55th minute. Everything after that was just the room doing what warm rooms do. Now let me give you the actual math, because this is the part your gut gets wrong every time. And it's the number I promised you. Take one Argentina attack, one cross into the box, one scramble, one half chance. What's the chance it becomes a goal? Small. Let's say, just to have a number to hold, 1 in 20. Would you take those odds? Of course you would. 19 times out of 20, nothing happens. You'd survive that all day. But you're never facing one attack. You're facing a string of them. And that question your brain keeps asking, will we survive this one, is the wrong question. The real one is, will we survive all of them? To survive all of them, you have to win 19 out of 20 and then do it again and again and again. Every wave, your safety gets multiplied by 19/20ths. It never stays still. It only shrinks. So watch what happens. After 5 attacks, that comfortable 1 in 20 risk has quietly become a 23% chance you've conceded. After 10 attacks, it's 40%. After 20, it's 64%. And after 30 waves of pressure, a tiny 1 in 20 risk on each attack has grown into a 79% chance that at least one of them goes in. Nothing about any single attack changed. Each one was still just 1 in 20. But repeated enough and a risk you'd happily take once becomes a near certainty. That's what's called the hazard rate. Small risk times a whole lot of exposure. That was the number. That was the thing climbing toward 100% while England were heading balls away and feeling safe. Every clearance that felt like survival was the counter ticking up one more time. And now, here's the cruel part. The part that makes this a trap and not just bad luck. When England dropped deep, per attack, they probably did get a little safer. A packed box means less space, a tighter angle, a lower chance on any one cross. So the feeling of safety wasn't a total illusion. Each roll of the dice really was a bit kinder. But going passive does something much worse than that small gift is worth. It takes away your outlet. When you never keep the ball, when you never push out, you never get to clear your half and breathe. So the waves don't stop. They keep coming and coming, recycling off every second ball. So yes, dropping deep shrank the danger of each attack a little, but it multiplied the number of attacks a lot. And the math I just showed you is ruled by the number of attacks, not by the danger of any single one. The safe strategy quietly maximized the total exposure. That's the trap. England lowered the odds on each dice roll, then forced themselves to roll it 3 times as often. Every survived attack that felt like safety was really one more roll, deeper into the curve. The relief was the trap. And I want to be honest with you here, because this isn't a story about a stupid mistake. Going passive didn't guarantee anything. Argentina still had to be good. Messi still had to put that corner and that cross on a coin. A different night, the cube survives. England go to the final, and we all tell a story about heroic defending. The melt was likely. It was never certain. What passivity really did was 2 things. It made the goal likely, and it hid completely how likely it had become. Which brings me to you, because you do this exact thing all the time. Think about the drive home when you're a little too tired. You've done it 100 times. You always make it, and every safe arrival lowers the fear a little and makes you a little more willing to do it again. But you were never facing one drive. You were facing 100 of them, each a tiny risk, multiplying. You're counting the times you got home fine. You're not counting the number of times you rolled the dice, the skipped safety check, the text at the red light, the corner you cut because it was fine last time. None of them is dangerous on its own. The number of them is. Or think about something slower, a relationship or a career that you've stopped putting any cold into. You're not fighting. Nothing's obviously wrong. Every week feels fine because you keep surviving each week. But you stopped adding cold a long time ago, and the cube has been sitting in a warm room ever since. The melt doesn't announce itself. It shows up one day as a crack that feels like it came from nowhere. It didn't come from nowhere. It came from every drip you didn't count. So let's go back to that pitch one last time. Enzo's goal and Lautaro's header weren't the cause. They were the last 2 drips of many. The cube had been melting since the 55th minute, since the moment England decided they had something to protect instead of something to build. The two late goals didn't lose the game. They were just the moment the scoreboard finally admitted what the room had been doing the whole time. Here's the upgrade I want to leave you with. Stop asking your brain the question it loves. Did I survive this one? It's the wrong question, and it will lie to you every time, because the answer is almost always yes, right up until it's no. Start asking the question that actually tells you the truth. How many times am I rolling this? In which direction is the number moving? Am I adding cold or just watching it melt? Because the danger was never the one attack you were afraid of. It was the 20 you survived and stopped counting. England didn't lose in stoppage time. They lost the moment they stopped adding cold and started counting survivals. And the scary part isn't that it happened to them. It's how many warm rooms you're sitting in right now, feeling perfectly safe.